Now we are going to take an exam from April 2016. April 2016, question 4. Okay, this is little bit offbeat question. This question is little bit offbeat, but based on this question, the next question will be depend on this question only. So that's why reason behind taking this question. Now try to see the scenario here. What they are asking us in the question. We have a horizontal turbine rotor whose mass is how much? Mass of the rotor is how much here? Mass of the rotor is what? 200 kg. Mass of the rotor is how much? 200 kg. And become balanced such that center of gravity is 0.2 meter from the center of rotation. Means there is one rotor rotating whose center of rotation means center of gravity is shifted from the center of rotation. So whenever in yesterday lecture, whenever center of gravity is shifted from center of rotation, what will happen? Unbalance will create. What will happen, guys? Unbalance will create. The rotor. Now see the scenario here. We have a horizontal turbine rotor whose mass is and 0.2 mm from the center of rotation. So R for this one is what? 0.2 mm. 0.2 mm means what? 0.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 meter. Now the next point is very important. The rotor shaft is 750 mm long. Means that rotor is on some shaft whose is 750 mm long and supported in a bearing at each end. Means this rotor is on rotor shaft. Okay, see the point. The rotor shaft is 750 mm long and supported in a bearing. The weight of rotor is 300 mm from one end of the shaft. Okay, see the point. Here we have a one rotor. This is water rotor. This is water rotor. Okay. Now rotor is on a shaft whose total length is how much? 750 mm long. Total length is 750 mm long and 300 mm from one end. Okay. So see the point here. I am going to draw the drawing. So this is what a rotor shaft. Complete rotor shaft. See the drawing here, everyone. Okay. So this is one bearing. This is what a one bearing. This is what? This is just a schematic diagram. This is another bearing. Total, see, from here to here, total distance is what? How much? Means from this point to this point. Total distance will be how much? From this point to this point, total distance is how much? 750 mm. But from one end, rotor distance is how much? 300 mm. So this distance will become. So this is what? How much they have given? The weight of the rotor acts 300 mm from one end. Okay, see the point. So 300 mm from one end. So this will become. So 300 mm means what? 0.3 meter. And then the remaining distance will be what? So total shaft is how much? 750 mm. So this will become 0.3 meter. So what will become? This will become. This is 300 mm. So what will become remaining distance? This will become how much? How much will be this much distance? See the point here. 450 mm. Okay. Anyone have any? And 450 mm means what? 0.45 meter. Okay. Now see, this is what? One view of the rotor. Now there is another view of the rotor. I am going to show another view of the rotor here on this drawing. This is one view. One view. Okay. Suppose if you observe this rotor from this side, we will see. Now this is what? A center of rotation. This is what? I will show it will by red pen. This is what? A center of rotation. This is what? A center of rotation. Okay. Center of rotation. And center of gravity is how much distance from center of rotation? Center of gravity is how much distance from center of rotation? 0.2 mm. 0.2 mm is shifted. And see, center of gravity can be anywhere. Means on a radius of 0.2 mm. Means Center of gravity can be any location. See the point here. Center of gravity can be any location. Center of gravity can be any location on this circle, and whose circle is radius is how much? 0.2 mm. Means it is shifted from a 0.2 mm from the center of rotation. So it can be anywhere. So it can be what, guys? It can be what? It can be anywhere. Okay, are you getting my point? Any doubt in this discussion? Means on this circle it can be, center of gravity can be here, it can be here, it can be here. Means if the shaft is rotating, then rotor will rotate, and if the rotor will rotate, what will happen? Center of gravity will be rotated in that circle, in this dotted circle. Okay, are you getting my point? Now, okay, any doubt in this discussion? You got this point? You got this drawing, guys, everyone? Okay, good. Now try to see the scenario here. Try to see the scenario, what the question want to say. A horizontal turbine rotor. Okay, now try to see the scenario. What they are asking us in the A part, they are asking us maximum force. What they are asking us in A part, maximum force at each bearing. See the point, maximum force at each bearing when the shaft speed is what? 2000 revolution per minute. Means they are asking us maximum force at each bearing. Maximum force at each bearing. Okay, now see, here this rotate is rotating. Here this rotor is what? Rotating with some angular velocity. How much speed they have given us? So here, okay, now try to see the scenario. In A part, they are asking us maximum force at each bearing. Okay, means what does it mean? Means suppose this is what a bearing X, this is what a bearing Y. Okay, so as this rotor is imbalance situation, as this rotor is what? Imbalance situation, what will happen? As this rotor is what? Imbalance situation, what will happen? Means imbalance situation means what? If the rotor is balanced, there is a net unbalanced force is what? 0. But as the center of gravity of the rotor is away from the center of rotation, so what will there? Imbalance is there, and due to imbalance, what will happen? On these bearings, reaction force will create. On this bearing, what will happen, guys? Whenever there is unbalance, what will happen? If there is a balance, there is no reaction forces on these bearings, because this force will, means in itself there is no force. Okay, no unbalanced force. But here what will happen? Unbalance is there, and due to unbalance, what will happen? Some reaction forces will create on this bearing to balance this unbalance. Otherwise, what will happen? The system will go away due to that force. But there is reaction forces. Suppose this reaction force we will say as a R1, or I will say R1, and reaction force at Y, what we will say? Ry. So what is our target in A part? In A part, we have to find out value of maximum value of Rx and maximum value of Ry. What is our target in A part? We have to find out maximum value of Rx. I will say not Rx and Ry. What we will say? What we have given name? R1 and R2. Okay. So what is our target in first part? In A part, what we have to find out? We have to find out maximum value of force at each bearing. And what is that force? What force will create on each bearing? Due to this unbalanced force, what will happen? Due to unbalanced force, what will happen? There will be reaction force will develop. If the reaction force will not develop, what will happen? This rotor will go away from this with this shaft. But due to these bearings, that bearing will what will bearing will do? Bearing will oppose that force, and due to that opposition, what will happen? Reaction forces will develop at this. Means this bearings is like a supports to this shaft. Okay, are you getting my point, guys? Any doubt in this discussion? Now, so what is our target? We have to find out maximum forces. What is our target? See the point. I am saying once again, maximum forces. I will read exact wording of the question. Maximum force at each bearing when the shaft speed is what? 2000 revolution per minute. Maximum speed at each bearing when shaft speed is what? Means N is what? 2000 na? 2000 revolution per minute. What is here? 2000 revolution per minute. So omega will be equal to what, guys? 2 pi n by 60. So 2 pi n means what? 2 pi into 2000 divided by 60. So what will be omega? So everyone please do the calculation. Everyone please do the calculation. .44 radian per second. Okay, guys, are you getting my point? Try to see the point here. Okay, so we got it. What we got, guys? We got the omega. What we got? We got the omega. Okay, now what you have to do? I will discuss A part, what we have to do in A part. Before that, draw this drawing first of all. Before that, draw this drawing. Write down these things. Draw this drawing. Don't draw this drawing. Don't draw this drawing. I will explain what is this drawing. After explaining that things, then and write down this. Okay. First of all, these things. Don't draw this drawing. Write down these things. Okay. Please, everyone. So now, guys, what is our target in A part? What we have to find out? Maximum force on each bearing. Okay, so we have to find out value of R1 and R2. What is our target in A part? We have to find out value of R1 and R2. Okay, that is what our target in A part. Okay, now what they are asking us, maximum force. Now see what I told you, guys. Centrifugal force is always acts what? Radially outward. Centrifugal force will act, guys, what? Always radially outward. Means if our center of gravity is at this location, how centrifugal force will act? Radially outward, like this. mr omega square. Okay, radially outward. See the point here. If our point is at this location, then radially outward, like this. mr omega square. If value is here, if here at this location, centrifugal force radially outward, mr omega square. Okay. Now what about weight, guys? How weight will act? We discuss, guys, weight of the object is always acts vertically downward through center of gravity. Now on this rotor there will be two forces will act. On this rotor there will be two forces will act. First is centrifugal force. Due to this rotation, centrifugal force value is fixed, mr omega square, but its direction is changing. Means at this location, at this bottommost location, guys, at this bottommost location, centrifugal force will be what? mr omega square. Okay, and what is the direction of weight here? At this location, means center of gravity at this location is here. Center of gravity is here. So same direction, weight will also act. Because how weight will act? Weight will always act vertically downward, and weight will be what? mg. So both direction is same here. Means direction of centrifugal force and direction of weight is mg is the same at the bottommost position of center of gravity. Now suppose center of gravity is at this position. Just imagine that center of gravity is at this position. Centrifugal force radially outward in this direction. And what will be the direction of weight? How weight will act at for this location? Weight is always act vertically downward mg. So here, see, mr omega square this side, mg is this side. Now suppose our center of gravity is at this location. See the point here. Center of gravity is at this location. Okay. mr omega square radially outward. Now what about weight? How weight will act? I told you, weight is always act what, guys? Vertically downward. Okay, now tell me at which point the combined effect of centrifugal force and weight will maximum? At which point when center of gravity position is changing? But out of this there are n number of position. Out of this n number of position, at which point the overall force will be combination of weight and centrifugal force. Overall force will be what, guys? Combination of what? centrifugal force and weight. So now tell me, at which point the overall combined effect of centrifugal force and weight will be maximum? Yes, when the G is what, guys? See the point. When center of gravity is at this position, because both will be in the same direction. Both will be in what, guys? When both will be at this location, same. Okay. So and when this effect will be maximum, then and only reaction forces on this one means what will happen? So what will happen, guys? There will be some force will generate here. See the point here. Suppose G is shifted from, this is center line. G is here. Our G means what? Center of gravity. What is the meaning of G? G means what? G stands for center of gravity. Okay. So overall force F. So at the bottommost point, this distance will be what, guys? What will be this distance? This distance is what? 0.2 mm. Okay, good. So what will be this one? When G is at bottommost position, the overall effect of mr omega square and mg means centrifugal force and weight will be maximum. And when their effect is maximum, in that location, reaction forces means forces at bearings will be maximum. At that location, what will happen, guys? Forces at the bearing will be maximum. So what will be the F? F will be what? So what will be the overall force will be what here? mr omega square plus mg. Okay. So if we need a value of R1, maximum value of R1 and R2, when we will get maximum value of R1 and R2? When our centrifugal force and mg in same direction, that is when center of gravity is at the bottommost point. Okay, guys, are you getting my point? Any doubt in this discussion? Okay, so for our reference, this drawing is not compulsory to draw in exam, but just for our reference, just draw this drawing. For our reference, just draw this drawing. This is for our reference only. Okay, please everyone. So now what is our target in A part, guys? What we have to find out in A part? We have to find out R1 and R2. What we have to find out? R1 and R2 in A part. And how to find out R1 and R2? So what is, guys? See, if there is no centrifugal force and no weight, then what will happen? R1 and R2 will be, what will happen, guys? R1 and R2 will be what? 0. But due to this force, what will happen? To balance this overall system. To balance what, guys? To balance this overall system means to maintain the equilibrium of this system. There must be some reaction forces will develop. There must be some reaction forces. Okay. Then and only then system will balance. Now my question is this system concurrent or non-concurrent? Is this concurrent or non-concurrent? Non-concurrent. Why non-concurrent? No forces are meeting. What is meant by concurrent, guys? What is the meaning of word point? Is there any force passing through the same point? They are not meeting, means there are three forces. One R2 means first R1, second F. F is combination of mr omega square and mg. And third one is R2. So there are three forces are here. So no forces are meeting each other. So this is what a non-concurrent. Coplanar or non-coplanar? Coplanar means, I told you guys, most of the questions, almost all questions except one or two questions, I am not going to take that questions in the class. So almost all questions, our system is what? Coplanar only. It may be concurrent, it may be non-concurrent. Coplanar means same plane, concurrent means passes through the same point. Now try to see the scenario here. What we have to say? So our target is what? So our system is our system is stable, means stationary. If any system is stationary, it means it is in equilibrium. Equilibrium means a state of balance. So here, due to F, only due to F, system is not balanced. But due to F, what will happen? Reaction forces developing at X and Y. And after developing reaction forces at X and Y, bearing X and Y, R1 and R2, what will happen? Then system will become balanced, means in equilibrium. Now my question is, guys, is there any force in X direction here? Is there any force in X direction here? No force in x direction. So we don't need summation of forces in x direction because there is not any force in x direction. Now see the scenario. So as this system is in equilibrium, so what guys, what will be the scenario? Summation of forces in x direction will be equal to what? Summation of forces in x direction will be equal to what? Equal to 0. And summation of forces of y direction equal to also 0. But there is not any force in x direction. So no need to take summation of forces in x direction. Now summation of forces in y direction equal to what? 0. What are the forces here? Y direction. All forces are in y direction only. Upward force positive, downward force negative. What are the upward forces here? R1 and R2. So R1 plus R2. See the point here guys. And what is downward force here? F. So minus F, and that will be equal to what? 0. Now try to see the scenario here. So R1 plus R2 will become equal to F. And what is the meaning of F here? Guys, see the scenario. What is the meaning of F? F means what? mr omega square plus weight mg weight. That will be the combination, means overall effect of this one when g is at the bottommost position. Just now we have discussed. So R1 plus R2, mass is how much? 200 kg. At how much radius that is rotating? 0.02. So 0.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 radius. And omega square is how much? Just now we calculated 209.44 square. See the point here guys, everyone. Plus weight is, mass is how much? 200, g is what? 9.81. So please everyone do the calculation. Tell me the value of R1 plus R2. Everyone please do the calculation and tell me the value of R1 and R2. हाँ 3716.6045. Okay, can we consider this as a equation 1? Okay, so any doubt till now? Okay, now again we are going to take a moment. Suppose we are going to take a summation of moment about point x. This is what we are saying, point x. Okay, this is not x and y direction. This is bearing x, this is bearing y. Okay, so this is what our point x. Okay, summation of moment about x equal to 0, taking clockwise as positive. Okay, what is the effect of R1 about x? X is, R1 is directly, no. See, first of all, what is the distance between R1 and point x? What is the distance between R1 and point x? 0. There is no distance. Yes. So R1 into 0. Very good. Okay. Now what is the effect of F? So there is no effect of R1 about point x. Now what is the effect of F about x? What is the effect of F about x? What is the clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise, it will be effect is what? See the point here. Suppose I am considering this is what a beam. So if I am applying force, what will be the scenario? What will happen? Moving clockwise like this. See the point. So F into what? Guys, plus F into what will be the perpendicular distance? Perpendicular distance with respect to x. See the perpendicular distance. Okay, what will be the perpendicular distance? 0.3. Okay, good. Then what about R2? Plus or minus? Clockwise, anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. Okay. Minus, very good. So R2 into, what will be the effect, guys? R2 into perpendicular distance will be what? How much? 0.75. Okay, very good, very good, guys. Equal to what? 0. So what is our target? So this term will become 0. So F into 0.3 will be equal to R2 into 0.75. So what will become R2? F into 0.3 divided by what? 0.75. F we already calculated. This is value of F. So I will take directly that value, 3716.6045 into 0.3 divided by, check it once again, guys. Is there anything wrong? Please let me know. 0.75. So in this way we will get the value of R2. And what will be the value of R2? Everyone, please do the calculation. One four six four. 1486. How much? 1486.6418. 1486.6418. What is unit of R2? What is the unit of R2? Newton. Okay, what is the unit of R2 is what? R2 will be in what? Newton. Okay, this is the one of answer out of 2. Okay, please guys write down this one. Okay, we have a space here, so we can write down. We can directly calculate R1 also in this space. Okay, so we will substitute value of R2 in equation 1. So what will, guys, if you are going to substitute value of R2, so R1, equation 1, we are going to substitute value of R2 in equation 1. So what R1 will become? R1 will become what? 3716.6045 minus R2. So R1 will become equal to what? 3716.6045 minus R2. R2 will become what? 1486.6418. Check it once again, guys. Is there any mistake? So in this way we will get R1. So please everyone do the calculation. Two 7. How much, guys? Triple 2 9 Newton. Okay, so in this way we will get the value of R2 and R1. So these are the maximum forces on each bearing. Okay, what they are asking us in, what they were asking in the question, what are the maximum forces at each bearing? Okay, so R2 at the bearing Y and R1 at the bearing X. Okay guys, any doubt in this discussion? Till now everything is okay? Okay, please everyone. Now guys, try to see the B part here. B part is again quite interesting. What they are asking us in B part. The speed at which, see the point here. Speed at which shaft would first lift from the bearing. What they are asking us in the B part. Speed at which shaft would first lift from the bearing. What they are asking us. Speed at which shaft would first lift from the bearing. So in B part, what is our target? What they are asking us, speed at which shaft would first lift from the bearing. Okay. Now what does it mean? Means they are asking us speed at which, they are asking us N for lifting of the shaft. Okay. Now what is meant by lifting? See the scenario here. Okay. What will happen, guys? See, I am going to draw one drawing here. That drawing of rotor. This is what our rotor. Okay, this is what our rotor. And on this rotor, guys, see, is it visible to everyone? This is what a center of rotation. This is what a center of rotation. Okay. And this is what about this dotted circle center of gravity is rotating. Now, when center of gravity is at bottommost position, what will happen? Reaction forces on the bearing will be maximum because the overall effect of weight and center of gravity will be maximum at that location. But at which point that effect will be minimum, guys? When G is at the topmost position. When G is at the topmost position, center of gravity is at the topmost position, what will happen? What is the direction of center of gravity? Centrifugal force radially outward. So for this location, centrifugal force will act, guys, how much? How? Radially outward, mr omega square. And what about weight? How weight will act? Weight will act downward. Now, guys, okay, which one will lift the shaft? For weight will never lift the shaft because weight will always try to push it downward. Okay, push it downward. But if you want to, means when, at which point shaft will get lift? When G is at the topmost position, because at the topmost position centrifugal force is upward. Okay, guys, are you getting my point? So whenever, if you want to lift the shaft, see the point here, everyone. If you want to lift the shaft, what will happen, guys? For lifting of the shaft, see the scenario. I am going to draw another drawing also here. This is what a rotor. This is what our shaft. See the point here, everyone. Okay, these are our bearings. So these are our bearings. Okay, now this is our axis of rotation, and this is what our G point. G means what? Center of gravity. And then this distance is how much? This distance is how much, guys? 2 mm. Okay. Now in this scenario, why I have drawn G upward? Because when centrifugal means G is at that topmost position, when G is at this topmost position, then and only at that first position, means at that position, shaft will get lifted. Okay, because at that position centrifugal force is upward, and then and only shaft will get lifted first. Okay, guys, are you getting my point? So that's why here I have shown G upward. So if this G is upward, what will be the direction of centrifugal force here? Guys, like this, mr omega square. And what will be the direction of weight? Weight is always vertically downward. That is mg. Okay, guys, any doubt in this discussion? Okay, good. Okay, good. So now for lifting of the shaft, now whenever we want to see which one is pushing the shaft downward, weight is pushing the shaft downward. So if you want to lift the shaft, we have to apply the force opposite to the weight. If you want to lift the shaft, means which force is opposite, pushing the shaft downward, weight is pushing the shaft downward. Now if you want to lift the shaft, what will happen? Centrifugal force must be minimum, must be equal to the weight and opposite to the weight. So what we can say? For lifting of the shaft, see the point here, everyone. For lifting of the shaft, what will be the scenario, guys? For lifting of the shaft, mg must be equal to mr omega square. Then and only then shaft will get lifted. Okay, any doubt in this discussion? Equal in magnitude and opposite in direction of their. Okay, so here, any doubt in this discussion, guys, first of all, before going further? So we can cancel here m. So omega will be equal to what, guys? So G. So omega, can I write down like this? Omega is equal to under root of G by R. Can I write like this? Omega is equal to under root of G by R. Any doubt in this expression? So omega will become, G means what, guys? 9.81. What is the radius here? 0.2 mm. 0.2 mm means what? 0.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. So we will get omega. Everyone, please do the calculation and tell me the value of omega. To 21.47 23 radian per second. So we got it, guys. What we got? Omega. So from omega we will get value of n, and omega is equal to, we know, 2 pi n by 60. So n will be equal to what, guys? Omega into 60 divided by what? 2 pi. Any doubt in this discussion? So guys, are you getting my point? See the scenario here, everyone. See the scenario here, everyone. Okay, so omega is how much? 221.4723 divided by what? See the point here, everyone. Divided by, multiplied by what? 60 divided by what? 2 pi. So please everyone do the calculation, this calculation. Everyone please do this calculation. How much? 29046 unit RPM, revolution per minute. Okay, guys, are you getting my point? So this is what our answer of B part. Okay, any doubt in this discussion, everyone? Okay, good. So please everyone write down this point.